Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic is about the overview of the disaster management. So let's see about the introduction. That is the Disaster Management Act, which was enacted in the 2005, and let's see about the disaster meaning. Section 2, subclause D says about the disaster gives the definition, that is, it means catastrophe, mishap, calamity, or grave occurrence in any area arising from natural or a man-made cause in any forms of loss of life, human suffering, or damage to destruction of property. So the objective of the management is, that is, mitigation, prevention, response, and preparedness. So let's see about the Disaster Management Act. So the Management Act has been enacted as a central act to deal with the management of disasters. So it has 11 chapters and 79 sections that extends to the whole of India, and it provides the effective management of disaster for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. This act has envisaged to three tier, that is national, states, and the district level. The national disaster management authority. The chairman of the national disaster management is uh, Prime Minister of India, and the state disaster management authority chairperson is chief minister of these various states. So the national authority is the head of the uh, planning committee to enact the policy making or some other uh, who gives better definitions to the states, who provide and guidelines for the state law also. So let's see about constitutional legislative. So the Indian Constitution contains environmental protection under chapters of directive principles, DPSP, and the fundamental rights, fundamental duties. So Article 48, the state has to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forest. Article 51A subclause G says about to protect the environment and wildlife, creatures, rivers, lakes, and so. Article 246 says about the legislative between union and the states. Article 253 says about the constitutional empowerments of law implementing India's international obligation as well as the international conference. Article 21 is the right to wholesome of environment. That is, we all know that Article 21 is right to life and personal liberty, except according to the procedure established by law. So, in the case Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, the Supreme Court has importance of the right to life under Article 21, held that the right to life is not mere animal existence but also to the right to live with basic human dignity also. So, as well as the Ganga pollution case, this is a major two case for the Article 21 interpreting, says about that the conscious and the closure of tanneries may bring unemployment, loss of revenue, but more important than that, the health and ecology have the great importance to the people. So let's see about the case law. The Bhopal gas, that is the Union Carbide Corporation versus Union of India, 1990 AIR. This is the major disaster. This is one of the case that caused for implementing a disaster management act. This is the most devastating disaster took place in India. That is the Bhopal gas tragedy, which is a gas leak incident on the night of 2nd and 3rd December at the Union Carbide India Limited, which is considered to be the world's worst industrial disaster. The highly toxic substance made its way into around the small towns located near the plant. So immediately it was like 5 lakh people were being injured, and 3,000 family members, their their husbands has been who has been working there has been died. The Ganga water pollution case, that is MC Mehta versus Union of India. So in this case, The it is the factories in Ganga without setting up primary plants, which has been treated in the financial capacity of the tree tanneries, should be considered as an irrelevant, requiring to establish primary treatments. So there has been no any plant treatments, and they have been the factories the pollution water has been directly withheld to the Ganga water rivers. So, which is subjugating the trade effluents to permanent process of settling by primary treatment. The primary treatment has not been effective for treating the water, and it is polluting the Ganga water rivers also. So let's see about the Vellore citizen case, which is in this case the tanneries are in the state of Tamil Nadu has been discharged untreated effluent into agricultural fields, roadsides, as well as and in open lands also. So the untreated effluent rivers discharge in the rivers, which has been a main source of water supply to the residents of Vellore. So in this case, the primary cause, that is the residents of Vellore, the main source of water supply has been diminished by discharge of the untreated waters being in the roadsides, and so waterways, as well as in the open lands also. So the Supreme Court issued comprehensive direction for maintaining the standards of stipulated by Pollution Control Board. So in this case, it is a sustainable. In this landmark case, the principle of sustainable development has been adopted by Supreme Court, rejecting the old notion and the development and protection of environmental protection can not go together, as the apex court held with the sustainable development, that is a concept of eradicate poverty and improve. So let's see in the Taj Mahal case. So the Taj Mahal in the Taj Mahal case, that is MC Mehta versus Union of India, AIR 1997, which says about the direction that the coal and coke based industries in Taj trapezium, which is damaging Taj, should either change over natural gas or relocated outside Taj trapezium. Again, the Supreme Court directed to protect the plants around the Taj by the Forest Department as under the section 220, as provided by the Supreme Court for the Forest Department to be controlled and protect the plants planted around the Taj. So in this case, Srinagar Band versus Alagnad Hydropower Co Limited, which is the petitioner has been filed raising several issues, that is the hydropower dam to compensate to tune for which is a huge amount to be against the damage suffered by the members. That is, they have been constructed a dam without which they have been constructed a dam in the rural area, which caused without any proper further notice has not been given, and it was as a rural area. So there are no several measures has been taken. So when the flood was affected, that is the Uttarakhand 2013 flood, has been a mass destruction of life and property in the backdrop. So it has resulted in a mass destruction the flood has caused. So the applicant has filed, the respondent has been a huge quantity of muck generated during construction of Srinagar hydroelectric project, which caused the major floods, and it was not an act of God. In this, the respondent has replied that is what it was because of the act of God, but the court has said that the huge quantity of the waste has been generated during the construction, so it was not as an act of God and been compensated to the petitioner.